Tonight on Ramblers Unleashed, J-Bone has thoughts on Slammiversary, if the train doesn't derail before leaving the station. Baron would like to wish you a happy 420 in July. It's like Christmas in July, only with a lot more green. How does Dizzy feel about the main event of Evolution? Why is Max upset with the IWC again? Why can't you all manage to stay off my radar? All of this and more next on Ramblers Unleashed.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
The wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
And it does start now. Terrific Tuesday. Welcome to it. It's another edition of Ramblers Unleashed. And boys, we have so much to dive into. But before we get into the intros, before we do any of that, guys, we have a birthday today. And it's actually not today. It's what we're going to celebrate it as if it is today. And I know he didn't want us to celebrate it, but damn it, we're going to do it. Why? Because you're my best friend, and that is Max Mages. We're not going to tell. I don't care how old you're going to turn.
Definitely younger than Grandpa.
But I've collectively got together some of the best guys in comedy that I know of to wish you, Max, a happy birthday.
We baked you a birthday cake. If you get a tummy ache and you moan and groan and woe, don't forget we told you so. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
That's funny. Love the Three Stooges.
For your, what do you got planned for your birthday, man?
I am going to the Colorado Renaissance Festival for my birthday, actually.
Ooh.
That'll be huge.
I'm going to spend all day in the heat eating turkey legs. I'm going to get to watch Jacques the Whipper this year live because I've never been able to see him live. I get to see the Whippy show. I'm so excited.
All right, fellas. Turkey legs. Overrated? Underrated? Do we enjoy the turkey legs at these festivals?
Dude. Hold on.
Six Flags?
When I went to Six Flags, every time I went, I had to get a turkey leg. And I don't even know if do they still have turkey legs at Six Flags?
They do. Oh, well, I mean,
what?
It's probably been 5 years since I've been there, but at that point in time, yeah, absolutely.
I went there.
I've never seen one.
I think last year, and I didn't see any turkey leg, but I really wasn't looking hard enough.
I'm sure they did, but nonetheless, I don't think I've ever finished a full turkey leg at all. Well, happy early birthday. I think July what?
It's the 19th.
Oh,
Saturday.
my God. We just celebrated his birthday 4 days before?
It's because we're not going to be here.
Spoiled.
I'm not
here, Baron.
We could have done a fucking birthday special show without Max.
Yeah, do a birthday special without me. Oh, go for it. I'm good with that.
Well, I don't want to celebrate a birthday if my best friend isn't here to celebrate it with us. Like,
and listen, I want to respond to what Baron said. Food, just like everything else, like I've talked about on the show, is subjective. People like pineapple on pizza. People don't. People like She Who Shall Not Be Named. People don't. Turkey legs are the same way. I like turkey legs. You may not. That's fine.
Oh,
but I guarantee you, that if you come here and enjoy some of the new shops that have opened in the last, 10 years, you're going to enjoy the hell out of that turkey leg when you get to Renaissance Festival.
And many more turkey legs, probably. Oh, man. Well, we have a lot to dive into tonight, so let's go ahead and get these intros done. It's big old birthday bash here. Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to my best friend, and let's introduce him, the person who would never even consider celebrating his birthday without his best friend and those two other guys down there.
Well, that one for sure. No, I'm not sure about this one.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean he's okay. Him just kind of I don't know yet.
You know
what am I gonna do?
Sit there and twiddle your thumbs. And here's the thing. I really want to hang out with you, Dizzy. But with what was legalized in Colorado several years ago, I know that hanging out with him for my birthday, we're all going to be entertained all day long.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You're just kind of sitting in a little cloud of your own.
He's the only guy that I know that pops bigger for Joel Gertner than any of us. The trader, J-Bone, can address him as Mr. Magus, but Baron, you and I can call him the mighty Maximus birthday boy, Magus. Clap for Magus. Yeah.
Listen.
Not a day over 35.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Listen, I want to tell you guys something. You know how there's always been confusion on the show? We talk about that one streaming platform, and I'm like, oh, me? They have officially, the app is now updated, changed the name back, so we can not worry. We can just stop worrying about that confusion.
You want to know why they changed that app?
Because so that you guys wouldn't call me out all the time on the show.
Because I sent a complaint to them formally, a letter, and I said, you cannot name this Max after my best friend and him not get royalties.
That's right. I deserve royalties for that.
And they changed their name because of my letter. So you are welcome, Max.
Well, thank you.
You are very welcome.
Wow. The HBO website actually says on here, happy birthday. We're sorry, Max.
See, I got
a lot of pull out there, Diz.
I'm telling you, man.
God, damn.
He's got a lot of pull. I got a lot of respect from these streaming services. You know,
did they give you guys any money off of this, or they just
they sent a heartfelt apology? They said we'll never do that again.
That seems unfair.
They're working on a 3 month.
Oh, yeah, okay, perfect.
And the thing is, it was Peacock that actually offered me something really special, even though my name has nothing to do with theirs. They offered to let me cut one promo off after 20 seconds. I made my choice Saturday night.
That was a good choice. That was a birthday present for everyone.
Yeah, I thought so.
By the way, the best thing on HBO Max right now, the brand new movie Sinners. Go watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Oh, there's
movie of the year.
There's a new movie on Prime starring the guy you can't see and Idris Elba called Heads of State. Cena plays the president. Idris Elba is the prime minister of England.
Do you guys have any plans to go see the new Superman?
I do. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Eventually,
all right. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to the desk of Max Magus later on in the program. By the way, happy birthday again, Max, on Saturday.
Thank you. And I have something to say. I'm glad we're going to the desk of my man myself.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about. Next up, the person whose catchphrase is and will always be Baron, please.
420.
Yeah, the guy who's higher than airplanes, hates AEW more than anyone that I know, and used to hand feed Culvers to J-Bone. But he doesn't do that anymore. We talked him out of that. He is the one, the only Baron. What was that?
I was going to say something stupid. Yeah, we moved on from Culver's to turkey legs. No.
Listen.
Can we please move on from the Culver?
Oh, yes. No more mention of that.
No more mention of that. Yeah.
I was going to say, I reached out to that certain company and said they were no longer our weekly sponsor. We've moved on.
Yeah.
Good. Your food's overrated anyways.
Yeah.
No, it's great to be here. We got a shit ton to talk about. I did not go back into our message group to take a tally of my picks to see what I got right or wrong. So this is going to be firsthand reaction from when Max gives us our picks. And I think we all kind of fucking shit the bed, did we not?
I don't know.
Listen.
I don't think we did as well as we thought we were going to do.
No, we did not do nearly as well as we thought we were going to. But I will say this. Everybody performed better than quite a bit better than 500 on Great American Bash. Everybody performed 75% or better on Saturday night's main event. And Evolution was Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, that was
That's what I was thinking. I didn't think we did very well on that.
Baron, we got your buzzkill moment coming up later on in the program as well. Finally, the producer of the show, the final trader, he just cannot apologize for anything. And without his wonderful missus, he wouldn't be here. Which, by the way, you know what, J-Bone? That would be the perfect birthday gift for you to finally apologize to Max Mages. Ladies and gentlemen, golfers clap for the infamous J-Bone. And we are waiting for that apology, sir.
If I must, happy birthday, and I apologize.
Max,
thank you. I accept your apology.
There you go. See, now all is well. Max, can we remove the traitor from his name?
And the disappointment.
You still bought that action figure.
Yeah, you did still buy that action figure.
It hasn't come yet. They put a Okada figure up for sale. They still haven't mailed my Mercedes Monet thing.
Listen, from what I understand, that figure never comes.
That, my friend, is a sexual innuendo. I love it.
You'd have to ask Mr. Torus. I don't know anything about that.
We have so much to get into.
The good news is Trader's already out of his name, so we don't have to edit that out.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's go over the results from our predictions. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, they may be here celebrating my birthday while we're doing this, but they're not going to leave me out of this fun little thing where I introduce some people. First off, huge shout out to those of you that are right over here, because without you guys, we'd be four guys just staring at each other on camera and being disappointed by one of us. So I'd like to thank you all for being here, the fifth member of the Ramblers Unleashed. That's all of you in the chat. And Bill, love having you here, man. That jacket was amazing, and I will never stop talking about that. And last, but certainly not least, the man who made us the Ramblers and the man who gets us the stories, the man with the golden voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my best friend, Dizzy.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad that the fans are here tonight because we have a lot to dive into. And let's go over the results from our predictions from this weekend's events. Max, send me words of Dusty Rhodes, if you will.
All right. So we're going to start with Great American Bash because that was a good show.
Really good show.
I will rank it as number 2 out of 3 shows for the weekend, in my personal humble opinion. We'll start with the main event, Oba versus Yoshiki and Nomura. Guys, we had a 4-chair turn on the right answer on this. All of us picked Oba, and Oba retains. My favorite part about this, though, is despite the fact that I don't think Yoshiki is ready for that belt, he and Oba had a lot of respect for each other on this, and he would not give in to Josh Briggs. And Oba went to offer Yoshiki another title shot, and Josh Briggs has demanded that he get one. So we all got that right. Jordan and Blake versus Fatal Influence. If you had asked me Saturday when I watched this match, if I had any inclination what was going to happen Sunday, I would have said, yeah, Jordan's going to win the match. She's going to go on. We'll get to what happened there later. But Jordan and Blake, they were amazing. We all got that one right as well. Jordan and Blake beat Fatal Influence. This next match is the NXT Women's North American Championship sold with Zaraya versus Izzy. Listen, we determined that the problem is Tatum reminds me of Daphne. And if you guys know anything about me, you know that I had a thing for Daphne and that it really hurt a lot when she took her own life. Daphne, we still miss you and love you around here. Once again, we had a 4-chair turn on this, and of course we were right. We all picked Soul to win this. That woman's amazing in the ring. I see big things in her future. In fact, I'm advocating for her and Zaraya to get a rematch for the women's tag titles somewhere down the road.
There you go.
I'm going to call this next match the match of the night, Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints. And despite the fact that 3 of the 4 of us got this wrong, this match was phenomenal. I would recommend it to anybody who has not seen it. Ethan Page won this match, but damn, this was good. And Jasper Troy even got involved in this match at one point.
Who got that
wrong? Actually, everybody but J-Bone got that one wrong because we all figured Ricky Saints was getting the title. And he's like, I think Ethan Page. And I said, did you say Harley Race? And he said, yes, I did. Finally, your boy Bouncy took on the monster Jasper Troy. 2 of us got this right. 2 of us got it wrong. Your boy pulled this off somehow, considering Jasper is a monster. He's a beast.
That was crazy.
That man is going to tear some stuff up. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win and be a champion. People are going to get hurt at this man's hands. Watch out. Final totals for the night. In last place by himself, unfortunately, is Dizzy. However, 5 matches, you got 3 right. That's still a damn good number for the night. The rest of us are tied for first with 4 out of 5 matches right for Great American Bash. So good job, guys. We still did better than half the card right. That brings me to Saturday night's main event, and I'll rank this show number 8 overall for the entire weekend.
By the way, the star of the show, just want to say, you're welcome.
Grandpa, sit down. It's not your turn to speak yet. All right, we'll start with Gunther versus Goldberg. Only one person in this group thought Goldberg actually stood a chance. And Grandpa, you were wrong. Gunther won.
Didn't he win?
No.
Oh.
Gunther won.
It was Gunther.
What the hell? Oh, you know what? I was watching Hogan versus Goldberg. Never mind. I watched the wrong one. Continue. Sorry.
Continue, Max, please. For the love of God.
This is what I got to put up with on the birthday episode. My birthday episode.
J-Bone, shut up. Let him do his thing.
All right. Up next, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. J-Bone, you got lucky because of an injury. That's the only reason LA Knight went over in this match. The rest of us, of course, made the right choice of Seth until the injury interrupted our plans. Up next, we did not get what we thought we were going to get tonight, but I have an idea, and it involves SummerSlam. Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Everybody picked Orton, and Orton did manage to win that match. Now, here's the deal. I, as well as you guys, thought we might get Orton as a heel at Saturday night's main event. I think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I think Drew and Logan Paul win the match. Afterwards, Orton blames Jelly Roll and lays him out and turns heel. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Good. Finally, fucking punt his ass out the ring.
Now, I would like to point out that, yes, everything's subjective, and so Grandpa's allowed his opinion. I started this list off with the worst match of the night, because if it was up to me, we would not have seen Goldberg wrestle. That's why we have a story later about the massive decline in ratings is because of Goldberg. Thank you very much. But the last match on the list for this night is Solo defending his U.S. championship against Jimmy Uso. And you know what, guys? I'm very sad because I realized Jimmy really is the only one left that has not had a singles title. And I blame the WWE for making me care about the Usos.
I know.
Solo wins and retains his belt. Final numbers for this. We had a complete flip over what happened at Great American Bash. My best friend Dizzy actually got first place on this with 4 points. The rest of us all got 3 right. which is actually pretty damn good if you think about the fact that there were only 4 matches for Saturday night's main event. And if I'm being honest, I really don't want to count one of those matches anyway. As our boy Baron said when we were predicting, can I go with who gives a fuck?
Wait, so Dizzy got LA Knight over Seth Rollins?
No. J-Bone. Oh, no.
Yeah, see, I had to take your numbers here.
So we all tied up at 3. I corrected that. Let me go fix the other list.
You fucking buzzkill.
Well, my segment didn't come up soon enough, so I had to. But you know what? When it comes to numbers, we can't skew the numbers.
All the shitty segments I've given you.
Yeah.
You know,
if I didn't pick Goldberg, I would have won. It's kind of funny.
You know what? I appreciate that, Baron, because you know how I like my accuracy on this. All right, guys.
We got to remind the fans in the chat here that, we want to have right numbers.
Yes, but don't you worry, because when we get to the total tallies, it wasn't going to matter anyway, because your birthday boy is the guy. All right?
He's the man.
I am on the show of the weekend. I don't care what anybody says. You're allowed your opinion. It doesn't affect mine in any way, shape, or form. Evolution was the show of the weekend. And that is including the Edge and Christian reunion, the fact that Hangman won the title. That is including the various kisses between Toni Storm, She Who Shall Not Be Named, and Toni Storm and She Who Shall Not Be Named's lower half. Even with all of that, Evolution was the show of the weekend, in my opinion. It was amazing. I did not see, none of us did, except Mir. None of us saw what happened in the NXT women's title match happening. Blake Monroe turns on Jordan Grace, allowing JC Jane to pick up the win. Listen, guys, it doesn't matter who won this match. This was a good match. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. These two were amazing together. And Blake's involvement was just, I did not see it. It was so well played. She did a damn good job. We are going to skip the Women's World Championship for the moment, come back to it, and I'm going to tell you why when we come back. We're going to talk about the 4-way for the women's tag team titles. Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne versus Charlotte and Alexa versus Sol and Zariah versus the Kabuki Warriors. We all picked Raquel and Roxanne. I think we knew what was coming, and we got that covered.
Real quick, I do have to say that the Charlotte and Alexa thing is going to work as a tag team. I think it's going to work out. I don't know if anybody can hear me with Murder She Wrote going on in the background, but I thought they had great chemistry in the ring in this tag match, and I thought they were going to win.
Yeah, they were amazing in that ring. They had better chemistry as a team than I was expecting. And you guys know me. I love Alexa Bliss. She is amazing. No, I'm not talking to you. Overall, though, this was a good match. Asuka and Kairi are always amazing together. Sol and Zariah really impressed me in this match. I really want to see Sol and Zariah get another shot at these titles. I think they earned and I think they showed that they deserve to be in the tag title picture. And, of course, Charlotte and Alexa. Yeah. Raquel and Roxanne did a good job. They took the win. We all picked them. The Battle Royal for a World Championship match at Clash at Paris. I don't know about those of you in the seats over there for the fifth Rambler, but the 4 of us were a little bit, well, I don't know. Grandpa didn't respond. 3 of us were a little disappointed that there were going to be no surprise entrants, that it was just the 20 that got announced. It was a fun Battle Royal, though. I enjoyed it. I don't think any of us were surprised that Stephanie Blair won. I was a little surprised that Nikki Bella went out when she did. I really thought it was going to come down to Stephanie versus Nikki Bella. Unfortunately, that's not what we got.
I guess Nikki was technically the special entry into this, right?
Yeah, that's a very good assessment.
I guess maybe if it was like a Royal Rumble, that would be more surprising. But like the Battle Royal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I just thought they'd filter in a couple of surprises, especially
I did too.
because Paige's tweet that she sent out, and it was a good Battle Royal, though. Believe me, I enjoyed it.
Great.
And I look forward to seeing Stephanie Vaquer go to Clash in Paris. However, I will add this caveat. The women's title match, the WWE Women's World Championship, is leading us into a triple threat. I really think I'd rather see Stephanie versus Rhea or Io. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bag on Naomi right now. I'll get to that when I go to that match. But I think Stephanie would have a better match against Rhea or Io. That's my opinion. Up next, WWE Women's Title match, Tiffy Time versus Stratusfaction. I was so distracted by the temperature in that ring because, damn, it was hot in that ring. This was a good match, though. Tiffy and Trish. Trish definitely still has it. Tiffy put on a great showing. Tiffy was the winner. We all picked Tiffy. So, yay, congratulations us. We saw the writing on the wall. Jade versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match. We all thought Naomi had this one won. Little did we know that her win wasn't coming in this match. Jade took this victory in the no-holds-barred, and Bianca called it right down the middle.
It was a good match. I'm not going to lie. It was a brutal match, right? Like,
yeah, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah. Next thing on the list is the triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental title. There were 3 of us that got this wrong. We all picked Bayley for this match. My best friend saw through all of that and decided to pick Becky, and Becky retains her title in a beautiful finish. If you did not see that finish, oh my God, that was almost as impressive to me as the first time I watched the Soul Snatcher.
Yeah.
Because, damn, Becky did that weird reversal move where she pulled Bayley off of Lyra into a pin and won. Holy crap, that was great. That was innovative. That's why we have this show. I just
didn't see Becky losing or dropping the title to Bayley, man. I just did not see that. I mean, they just put the belt on Bayley or Becky too. And they're pushing her to the moon. I did not see them dropping the belt for Bayley.
Did you see what she wore down to the ring on Monday night?
Yeah, Becky.
Uh-huh. She had yellow and red on.
Yeah.
She has been paying attention to the internet.
The
internet is calling her Becky Hogan, so that's why she came out dressed like that on Monday night. Guys, that brings me to match of the night, match of the entire weekend, because even with the finish on this match is legitimately one of the best matches I have ever seen. I would rank it up there with Brett versus Owen, with Gunther versus Pete Dunne. I mean, this match was phenomenal. If you did not see the main event of Evolution, do yourself a favor. Go watch the main event. The whole card was great, but the main event is where it's at. The problem is I picked Io. My fellow Ramblers all picked Rhea. None of us expected Naomi to cash in, and good on her. She made it a surprise, and that is something the WWE is not always good at doing. I'm very excited about that. I'm not the hugest fan of Naomi, but it was great, and I look forward to what she does at SummerSlam with Rhea and Io. Therefore, this match is ruled 0 points for the entire crew, which brings me to our totals. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on Evolution 2. This is the one where some of us did not do better than 50%. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This guy.
My best friend Dizzy did get 4 right out of 7.
He is the only one that did better than 50% for Evolution.
Ooh.
I thought that Evolution was my best picks.
It was.
It really was, yeah.
But listen, boys. All right, listen, Baron and Grandpa. Turn your hearing aid up for this. We really didn't do that bad compared to Dizzy, guys. We all got 3 right. So we did not do too bad. I'm giving this show a 10 out of 10, actually.
Yeah.
The Evolution?
Evolution, yeah.
I'd give it a 9.2 out of 10.
I always give our show a 10 out of 10.
I will say the main event, though, that match, like you said, definitely the match of the entire weekend, up there on women's matches I've ever seen. Rhea and Io, they crushed it, right? And it made it even better with that cash in at the end. I know all of our opinions are on Naomi. I really do. But that was like Seth Rollins type of cash in shit.
Yeah.
And it was great because as a diehard fan, that's the kind of stuff we want, unpredictability. And that was it, right? So I actually love that. And yeah, man, I would give this show a very high rating, even though my picks didn't go quite as well. But I want to recount on mine. I feel like maybe mine might be off, kind of like Dizzy's was. So let's get a recount on mine. I think I got 5, maybe. Max?
You know what? I will get right on that. Listen, I do want to point something out. First off, Cole, you said on Raw last night that was it Io? Rhea. Rhea had this match won until Naomi came and cashed in. I disagree, and this is one of the reasons that I highly regard this match so much. By the way, Big E said something amazing about this match. Go check that out. It was after the show when they were sitting around talking about the card.
Post show, yeah.
Yeah, but listen, this match was so damn good. We didn't know who was going to win. Nobody had a clear path to victory before Naomi's music hit. So the fact of the matter is they did a damn good job at keeping us in suspense. And neither one of them had the advantage when her music hit. I'm sorry, Cole, but you were wrong on that. It was a damn good match, and I hope that they get a Slammy for the match of the year.
That would be awesome. And another chance to run it back.
Yeah, definitely. And then they're getting that they're getting the triple threat at SummerSlam.
Now, has that been announced? Did I miss that portion last night?
That was on Raw. Adam Pearce. So Naomi came out at the start of the show. She was bragging about what she did. She told because the fans started chanting, "You deserve it." She goes, "Don't you start that nonsense now." So she bragged about that. Rhea came out, and before Rhea could say anything, Rhea did get in the ring. She talked. Io came out, and then Adam Pearce came out and said, "Hey, first off, congratulations, Naomi. Good job. Rhea, you're dominant, and Io, you're great. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this match at SummerSlam. It's going to be Naomi defending the title against Rhea and Io in a triple threat match."
I just don't see how the fuck this story plays out. Where does Bianca go with this?
I don't think they have to be involved.
They have to be involved. I mean, there's been no resolution of the Jade and Bianca and
I'm not
Naomi.
saying that we're not done with that story.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't think they need to be involved in this particular match. I think we can pick that story back up later. I think we're just getting you don't have to have a major storyline to have a great match. I mean, this whole thing started because Io said, "I respect you, Rhea, and I want to face you at Evolution." It doesn't always have to be part of a major overarching story. Sometimes the match tells the whole story by itself. Brett versus Owen was great for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that they're leaving a almost year-long story to where they can end it at a major PLE as SummerSlam. I thought the whole expectation of her winning that belt was to put it on Jade or Bianca. I mean, we put a lot of stock into this story. and to now transition away from that story, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's where you're losing me a little bit on that.
Because it switched brands.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not making any sense because that was a major story. Jade was out for a long time.
You and I are fans of Big Brother. What is the motto of Big Brother?
Expect the unexpected. Yeah.
That's
No, exactly. Exactly. I'm all for it. I'm not gonna disregard that triple threat match for SummerSlam. I think it's gonna be great. They're gonna do a phenomenal job. But it just bothers me when some stories just kind of get pushed away.
I think we're going to see that story heat back up after SummerSlam. But I think that because of how the main event at Evolution ended, we have to have this match. We have to see this take place before the Naomi Jade Bianca story can escalate. Right. Because Io and Rhea need their moment to shine in retaliation for what Naomi did at Evolution.
Yeah, I don't think that story's done at all. I definitely think that they're just letting it breathe and letting other things transpire to bring it back into the forefront for us to be reminded. And I don't know when exactly that'll happen, but I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Let's talk a little bit. Go ahead.
I got two words for you when that's going to continue. The draft.
Oh yeah, the draft. Oh,
maybe it might happen. When is the draft?
I think they're waiting until because a lot of times they do it right after WrestleMania. I think they're planning late summer, early fall time, like September is what I read somewhere.
September.
Possibly. And that'd be perfect. That's the perfect amount of breathing time. Let Naomi cruise with the title for a few months, get through SummerSlam, and then have the draft, and then have Jade show up on Raw or something and be
they switch the titles. We've seen them draft the titles to opposite shows before.
Yeah, I expect that could happen too. I'm just the whole reason I bring it up is because the longer you put it off, the more interested I am, or less interested I'm not interested in it anymore, right? Like if I'm waiting until September or further to pick the story back up, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I would expect to see Jade and Bianca out there at SummerSlam watching the triple threat match, noticeably publicly watching it. One of them possibly on commentary, one of them front row or something. I would expect that. Mir, I think she will forgive me. I think. But real quick, SummerSlam is about 3 weeks away. So I'm about to announce our totals. This will be the last Evolution is the last PLE that counts towards our totals leading into SummerSlam. So when I tell these totals for the PLEs up till now is your chance to start thinking about who you want to pick as your Rambler going into SummerSlam 2-night event, first SummerSlam 2-night event ever. And remember, if you pick the right Rambler, you could win a prize. It could be some of this lovely merch that is available in the link that's right below J-Bone and Baron. Just ignore J-Bone. Show Baron some love.
Let me just
mean you might just win a surprise anyways.
You let me just say you cannot bribe people.
That's the only thing I had going for me, damn it.
No
bribe.
Wait a minute.
Bastard.
Allowed.
Wait a minute.
Fine.
I don't remember putting that in the rules.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to pull them up and check that. Oh, wait. No, there it is right there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'd like a copy of that handbook and signatures, passing that on.
What about a free subscription to the Only Bones?
Nobody wants that.
And then you won't get anybody.
They're going to pay you to keep that to yourself.
I will pay you $9.99 a month to never mention that again.
I got peanut butter.
Ooh.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
For the love of God, please.
Our totals up till now tied for third place. It's my best friend and grandpa with 34 points apiece.
Ooh.
In second place, it's Baron with 35 points. And although I am not a lot higher on numbers than they are, I am still in first place up until now with 37 points over all these PLEs, running all the way back from Mania 41 to Evolution 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, pick me.
Pick me.
Or I mean, like, you can pick any of us because we're all only off by 2 or 3.
I was gonna say it's the whole
nobody's too far ahead now.
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. All right. Between now and next Tuesday, we will all film a brief video explaining why you should pick us. We will send it to Dizzy, and he will tweet it out.
Oh.
Okay.
So, out of how many total matches was there? Did you mention that? I know you said we got 35, right? Well, if you got to do math, don't worry about it. I just didn't know if you had the number down, but
No,
I was just trying to see how
know
many we all got right out of the matches we predicted. So it may be better to not say that because it could be really bad.
You know what? Give me a few minutes. I'll have it in a few minutes.
Hey, one question. Do we have to be awake for the video?
Yes. Yes, you
No,
do.
I think that would be your best video, J-Bone.
remember, everybody, Grandpa has a pet habit of picking Harley Race, Coco Beware, and Mae Young.
And he still almost got more points to me. That's not saying much for us.
Hey, and don't forget, I picked Goldberg. Same.
Yeah. Let's yeah. Let's move on and talk some Seth Rollins. Of course, he was injured on Saturday night's main event, and while many believe it could be really serious, it appears that might not be the case, and he might return sooner than expected. So while speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez provided an update on Seth Rollins' injury situation, saying that Rollins definitely has a minor knee injury. But Alvarez says WWE worked this into the storyline into Saturday night's main event. While Rollins is getting the issue taken care of, WWE is going to push the idea that he'll be out for 9 months. The plan is to eventually have him make a surprise return, likely not as soon as SummerSlam, but still significantly ahead of schedule. Alvarez pointed out that the way WWE handled the segment made it obvious that this was more storyline and serious injury. And if Rollins actually torn his ACL and everything else they were hinting at is Saturday, there wouldn't have been immediate information by Monday. Alvarez added that Paul Levesque isn't hiding anything here. It's clear this is meant to come across as part of an angle. So Rollins is only mildly hurt and should be back sooner rather than later. This comes after they reported that Seth Rollins' injury forced WWE to change the planned ending for Saturday night's main event last week. And nonetheless, we'll still have to see whether Rollins will actually end up returning sooner than later, as Brian Alvarez definitely believes that will happen. So that's good news that he's not injured and it's just part of the storyline. But we'll have to see where we go from there. Let's go to the desk of Max Mages, thanks to RingsideNews.com. And Naomi is facing significant backlash on social media for her comment to Io Sky, saying, quote, "I don't know what you just said," end quote, which I found hilarious, but many fans perceived it as shocking as she was seen mocking Sky's English. So this has sparked a lot of considerable criticism online, with some labeling the remark as disrespectful. So Max is our neighborhood heel. So it's time we institute a new segment on the show that we like to call the art of the heel turn. And your teacher for the day, Mr. Max Mages, ring that bell. Ring.
All right. First off, let me just say, she did her job. She is a heel. Get over it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing. I always thought the cheap heat was boring. For example, if I go into, say, Green Bay, and I'm like, so yeah, the Detroit Lions had a great season last year, and your team sucks. That's cheap heat. Okay, you want to actually you want to earn the heat. Don't do it cheaply. And I think that was actually a damn good jab coming from Naomi. I think she did a really good job of playing the part. We had a show years ago here in Colorado. We had a guy named the Long Rider who was part of a group, the name of which I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, it was the Posse. That was the name of the group. And they were heels. And Long Rider was out there with his tag partner in the group that night. I don't remember which one of the guys it was. And they said something that irritated a couple of fans, very much so. After the show, these guys were standing in the venue waiting for Long Rider to come out of the back. And somebody happened to see this, happened to know that's what they were there for, and went back there and said, "Hey, Long Rider, you got a couple guys out there that don't seem very happy with you, and they're waiting for you." So Long Rider went out there and he said, "Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Do you know what my job is here?" "Well, you're the bad guy. So my job is to piss you off." "Did I do that?" "Yeah, you did." "Then I did my job. So you have two choices now. You can try to kick my ass, which is what you waited around to do, or you could meet us at the bar and I'll buy you guys a beer." They chose the latter, obviously. But listen, my job as the bad guy is to piss you, the fans, off. I'm not trying to piss EO off. I'm not trying to piss Rhea off. I'm pissing you off. Okay? That's my job. And if I walk away from cutting a promo with you pissed off, thank you. I've done my job and I am proud of myself. There are lines. Do not get me wrong. There are things that you don't say, that you don't use to get heel heat. And I'm not talking about the aforementioned cheap heat from the sports teams. There are actual lines that even I will not cross. And no, racism is not one of them. You guys can go out there and as a heel be racist. Do not pick on a dead family member, though. I don't think that's right, especially if said family member, not part of the business in any way. That is across the line, in my opinion. But EO took it in stride because she knew that it was meant to get a reaction from the crowd. And you know what? It did. So congratulations, Naomi. You did a damn good job with your promo. You did a damn good job with your heel moment. I am proud of you for that, and I support what happened.
That line was fucking hilarious. After EO got done speaking, and she said, "Whoa, I don't know what you just said was just the best heel remark I've ever heard from Naomi." It's just so good.
Here's my opinion real quick, though. As much as I understand that point of view of that scenario, it's actually like a very lazy attempt to be a heel, if you ask me. Because there's so many things, if you had mic work, you could bring up outside of understanding what they're saying. Or we've had many bilingual people in wrestling, right? Like, I felt like it was like, I mean, like, it was a good reaction, right? Like, I got a chuckle out of it. But I also felt like she doesn't have much room to stand on mic work. And I felt like that was a lazy attempt on the heel thing, which anybody could have said that, but think outside of the box of the small picture in this here. And I think it was lazy, in my personal opinion. I don't think it was anything to write home about.
I totally agree that Naomi does need help with her mic work. She's not the best, and that for the love of God, Naomi, if you ever see this, please fucking drop that awful cackle. I hate that. Oh my God.
I don't know. I think she is 10 times the mic worker that Brock Lesnar was.
Oh,
well, yeah, but Brock, I mean,
anybody
Brock Lesnar didn't need to be. I mean, Brock never needed to be good on the mic. He had other things to contribute to him. He had Paul Heyman. He had like physicality in the ring.
And also, did you find it lazy when Seth turned to Braun or Bronson last week and commented on Paul Heyman speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
He turned to one of them and said, "When this motherfucker learned Spanish?"
I don't think that's lazy. Paul Heyman is clearly, not Hispanic and speaks another language. Right. So, yeah. No, definitely
I meant the heel comment from Seth about when did this motherfucker learn Spanish.
Oh,
right.
I don't know. I don't think it was lazy. I just think Naomi could use some work.
We move on to Saturday night's main event. We got some viewership number, guys. And it returned to NBC on July 12th, delivering a night packed with nostalgia and hard-hitting action. The show was headlined by Goldberg squaring off against Gunther, what turned into be Goldberg's retirement match. However, it appears the show actually saw a bit of a decrease in viewership. According to Programming Insider, the broadcast drew 1.425 million viewers, a drop from the 1.969 million viewers on the May 24th edition that it pulled in the 18 to 49 key demographic. The episode earned a 0.33 rating, down from the 0.54 rating posted during the previous airing. These numbers do not include Peacock streaming figures, which could add to WWE's overall reach a little more, especially with premium live event promotion driving digital traffic, which, I don't know, kind of shocks me. They drew a lower number, but I guess you can't really expect high numbers for every single show, which, it's going to fluctuate. I mean, it's going to go up and down. So hopefully they get some better numbers on next Saturday night's main event. Let's go to Baron's. Go ahead.
You know who I blame?
Goldberg?
No, I don't blame Goldberg at all, man. He had the longest match of his life, and he did it best, and I think he actually performed pretty admirably. I blame the guy that wasn't there all weekend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
also, we have to remember Saturday night main event is not a PLE, folks. It's not expected to get high numbers. It's on a Saturday night. People are doing things, right?
I mean, they had other PLEs on Saturday night, though. So
PLEs, though, but this is just like four matches. This is four matches.
A whole whopping three matches?
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Well, yeah. Let's go to your buzzkill moment, Baron. Thanks to ringsidenews.com, and listing on the topic of Goldberg. You may have gone out in a match with Gunther, but the WWE Hall of Famer isn't exactly thrilled with how his retirement went down. So while speaking with Ariel Helwani, Goldberg reflected on his final bout as Saturday night's main event in Atlanta. He didn't hold back on his disappointment about the execution. According to Goldberg, although he was grateful to face Gunther, he had always envisioned his retirement match taking place under different circumstances. A live television taping on Saturday night in Atlanta wasn't exactly the dream send-off he had in mind. When Ariel asked what part specifically rubbed him the wrong way, Goldberg got right to the point. He said, quote, "The Saturday night's main event and live TV in Atlanta. I mean, you always have your dreams of how you're going to do things, and ultimately you have a bit more control over the time and the space. Would have been much more preferred, let's just put it that way," end quote. He then explained his frustrations weren't just about the venue. It was also about how the WWE handled his goodbye on screen. He revealed that he was cut off almost immediately when trying to speak to the fans after the match. And Goldberg's honesty adds another layer to what was supposed to be a celebratory moment while he respects Gunther and was proud to go out against him. It's clear that he wanted more control on a bigger stage for what he called his final chapter. But Baron, Bret Hart recently commented and said he would have cut off Goldberg even shorter before NBC did. So, Baron, your thoughts, man?
And I would have cut him off even further than Bret Hart would have. So, I agree, Bret Hart. I agree. However, I have to agree a little bit with what Goldberg's saying. But after 28 years, I mean, this is I don't know, man. I feel like that's one legacy I can never, ever truly look back on and say, wow, he had a great career, because I never believed anything that he did in the ring for 30 years or however long he's been wrestling. Was never a fan. It was just a plummet after plummet after plummet of wrestlers in the WCW era that just never made sense and was something that was thrown down your throat. He came over to WWE where there's actually players and didn't do much. I'm not a huge Goldberg fan. We're all well aware of that. However, I like my opinion aside from Goldberg as a wrestler. I do feel like if this was his actual send-off, it was a shitty way to do a send-off. Maybe it's comparable to the 28 years that I watched him on TV. so you know, that's that. But I do feel as if he probably deserved a little bit more of a send-off, which makes me believe this is not his send-off, right? Like, I feel like no way on earth you're going to have your final match on Saturday night main event. I mean, come on. And then, of course, I agree where he got cut off was wrong. You know, like it didn't make much sense because I'm listening to him and then pew, it's gone.
Right.
And we all know I'm not a huge Goldberg guy at all, not even a minuscule. But as a long-term wrestler in the industry, someone that is publicly known, and I mean, like he has a fan base, right? Jay Bone's a fan. Outside of that, I'm not sure who else.
I mean, we know J-Bone has poor judgment, though.
But nonetheless, he's a wrestler, right? And the way you look at it this way, if you go down to his rap sheet, comparable to Sting got this massive send-off. And Goldberg is up there, if not a better track record than Sting. Hate to say it, folks. That probably deserved a little bit better way of going out. But nonetheless, I thought actually he did pretty fucking good in the match against Gunther. Gunther kind of carried him clearly. He's younger, he's a raw talent. But this is the longest match I have watched in 30 plus years of Goldberg. The longest match I've seen from him. So props to him on that because he did go out and it wasn't just a fucking squash match like he does normally. One spear and be done. He actually went out there and wrestled. So kudos to him. I don't really have anything negative to say about Goldberg from Saturday's night main event. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said, Baron. That's very cool. Massive weekend full of wrestling and a big return on Monday Night Raw as Roman Reigns returned with a massive pop to save Jey Uso from a beatdown from Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Boy, that was huge.
Fingers up. Thumb up. Dude, that was I popped a little bit, man, when that music hit. I mean, it's crazy to think a guy that we talk shit about fucking like 7 years ago now comes out and gets the biggest pop of the night. Anytime he's out there, right? So it's good to have him come back. I was really curious. Was this a pivot from the Seth Rollins injury to get him out there to kind of like get flushed into the story? You know? Because it was very just out of the blue, right? Like, you know, nobody was expecting that to happen. Sure. But it's always good to see OTC back. That's a big dog.
It is good to see him back. Yeah. Let's talk about some possible matches for SummerSlam as the company has already 6 marquee matches set for its first ever 2-night SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium, but there could be more on the way. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer and Garrett Gonzalez discuss what matches could still be added and what that means for WWE's top stars. The card already features bouts like John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title, Rhea Ripley and Naomi versus Io Sky. But Meltzer also pointed out that while major names are locked in, there's still room for additional matches, just not necessarily anything bigger. From there, Meltzer and Gonzalez speculated what else could round out the card. One possibility is a match involving Jacob Fatu, either against Solo Sikoa or Tama Tonga. Now, another name Meltzer thinks that WWE will find a spot for is Charlotte Flair. He mentioned that she could appear in a women's tag title match along with Alexa Bliss, but they also brought up AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio as another likely matchup, but one not one Meltzer considered a blockbuster. I don't think Uncle Dave is too far off with that one, besides AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio not being a blockbuster match. I think that's going to be a really fire match, honestly.
Well, they've had quite a few matches over the last few months, right? So it's not like blockbuster, but anything Dom's involved in, usually pretty good. And AJ, of course.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of excited to see how they're going to build up the rest of this card. For 2 nights, you have to have some really, really, really solid matches and some key players. Let's move on to AEW. And there's some backstage news regarding Adam Cole with his abrupt withdrawal from AEW All in Texas. It wasn't just dramatic, it was frightening as well. While fans saw Cole emotionally vacate the TNT Championship live on pay-per-view, which was so emotional, the behind-the-scenes details paint a much more serious picture. Dave Meltzer addressed Cole's sudden removal and how it all went down internally. According to Uncle Dave, Cole was fully expecting to wrestle as of Friday night. No medical red flags have been raised, but by the next morning, everything changed. Meltzer explained that Cole woke up Saturday feeling symptoms that made competing impossible. There was no push out, there was no push to tough it out. No backstage drama over whether he dropped the belt either. It was just simply a full stop, which was a very, very good call. Both Adam Cole and AEW president Tony Khan were both visibly rattled by the situation. Meltzer observed how deeply affected Khan was during the post-show media scrum, noting how serious the atmosphere had become. Now, while Meltzer didn't outright confirm the concussion, the timeline and symptoms strongly point in that direction, especially given Cole's history as it stands. There's no official timetable for his return, and fans are left waiting for answers from Cole himself. Now, Max, Adam Cole's a pretty big figure in AEW. It's a huge loss to the company talent-wise, but as far as concussions go, they got this one right, didn't they?
You never want to take a chance when it comes to a concussion. Concussion protocol exists for a reason, and you've got to play it safe. I know that it sucks. We had Daniel Bryan forced out of the ring for a while because of it. Corey Graves was forced out of the ring because of it. Paige, Edge. Actually, Edge's may have been the neck injury, but concussion protocol is very important because of the things that it could cause further down the road. We don't want to see the issues that have presented themselves, especially if you look at retired NFL players that suffered multiple concussions. That is a dangerous road you go down. And if you've had a certain number of concussions, you're probably at risk to have even more, and it may be time to hang up the boots. I hate to see Adam Cole go. The man is very talented. He's very entertaining, but I don't want to see a risk of further issues and possibly death.
Yeah, absolutely. Concussion is nothing to play with. It's nothing to mess around with. And I'm really glad that AEW caught it, that Adam Cole caught it, that Tony Khan caught it. It was very, very heartbreaking. It was really sad to see him go out there because, man, he was so emotional vacating that title. He didn't want to, but it was the right call, and we wish Adam Cole a very speedy recovery. AEW went all in on Saturday night, literally. AEW All in Texas clocked in at an astonishing 6 hours, making it the longest professional wrestling pay-per-view of all time. That runtime shattered the previous record held by WrestleMania 35. It ran 5 hours and 20 minutes. According to Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the decision to stretch the show to such a massive length wasn't by accident. It was 100% intentional, according to Uncle Dave, explaining that AEW deliberately timed the show to compete directly with Saturday night's main event on NBC. WWE, though, stacked the weekend with programming with NXT Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, followed by Evolution the next night. And what's now being viewed as another chapter in the modern wrestling war, AEW extended All In to go head-to-head with the WWE primetime presence. And that's exactly what happened, man. As WWE show kicked off on network TV, AEW was still deep into its main event, sending a pretty clear message about its place in the current wrestling landscape. And the company didn't just deliver a massive card, but they delivered a statement. And the promotion continues to play hardball with WWE, and fans are watching the power struggle unfold one broadcast at a time. But guys, the only problem is that AEW pay-per-view was way too long. And I get it that you're trying to compete, but All in Texas just seems so damn drawn out and overly gassed while watching the matches. Some of the matches were good. Yes, I watched the pay-per-view. Some of them were good. Some of them not so great. The good ones involving Tony Storm, John Moxley, and Adam Page, man, that was a brutal match and more. But was it that smart to stretch it all out just to cover up WWE programming, though? J-Bone, I'm going to give that one to you, man.
Look, competition's competition, and I'll give credit for Tony Khan to let the matches breathe, But yeah, I only watched like the second half of it because that's the only thing I was truly interested in. Because it was considered a triple main event. You had Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm, which by the way was very good. It was a very good match. Even with the smooch. Mox and Hangman was crazy, given all the shenanigans. And I'm trying to think what the other. Was it Kenny Omega and Okada was pretty good. I watched most of that. Yeah. And I mean, it's never going to compete with some of the earlier ones in New Japan, but for what it's worth, on the stage that was set with the title on the line, it was good. It was good. But yeah, you guys, I know, the joke on the show here is that you guys call me grandpa. I take naps here and there, but yeah, it's like, damn, that show is just way too long. I had to watch it in sections, and I said,
that's a joke.
What's that?
I said, wait, that's a joke.
Yeah,
yeah, dude, 6 hours. I mean, come the fuck on.
It was way, man. It was
so. Props to AEW and Tony Khan on that, because who is going to want to watch wrestling after 6 hours of watching wrestling again? No, just absolutely no. And your matches aren't that great. I don't need to fucking see that John Moxley and fucking Adam bleed the whole fucking match. I'm so sick of that shit.
I was looking though. AEW, they're trying to mimic what WCW did, because WCW had long ass. They had a lot of matches. I don't know if they had 6 hour pay-per-views, if I can ever recall, but they had about the same amount of matches on the main card at least as AEW does.
Possibly. I mean, I've watched wrestling from the early 90s on WCW, WWE. I couldn't ever tell you a pay-per-view being over 3 hours between either promotion ever. Or they might have had more matches. They're going to be short reign, right? Finger Dome, the finger poke there.
Yeah.
6 hours is too much, man. You're not doing anything fantastic in that fucking ring. You're not doing anything great when it comes to stories whatsoever. I mean, 6 hours, and if WWE ran for 6 hours, I'd say the same fucking thing. So I'm not picking on AEW on this factor. It's just too long as a wrestling fan to draw that out, because there's just a lot of matches that don't need to be on there.
Yeah, I think it was just completely filler. They were just trying to run roughshod over WWE's programming just to get any little bit of competition that they could. And it's not, if they're trying to do that, man, it's not a good look for AEW. And
I don't know why they chose WrestleMania 35 as the comparison for runtime. My first thought when you mentioned it, I was like, was that the year that Austin Aries took on Neville in the pre-show at WrestleMania. But no, it was WrestleMania 33 where Austin and Neville were in the pre-show. And if you actually Google it, it says that WrestleMania 33 was approximately 7 hours, including pre-show main event, while some sources mention a runtime of past the 7-hour mark or a DVD with a 9-hour, 29-minute runtime. The event itself during live broadcast ran for roughly 7 hours. But the thing is, I don't think that they counted Neville versus Austin Aries in their time for that show because that was the free part that was on USA at the time because that was still pay-per-view. Whereas AEW All In this year lasted approximately 6 hours, overall duration of 8 hours when including the pre-show. So we had 7 hours for WrestleMania 33 and almost 8. So yeah, All In may have been longer overall, but you want 33 as the comparison, not 35.
Yeah. And thank you to Bill Gardner here. He said trying to mimic New Japan of 10 years ago with show length. They did that once a year. Not every show continued to play to a smaller fan base. So there is that. I mean, they're trying to mimic somebody, and it's just way too damn long. Way too.
They just got too many people on the roster, man. That's half the problem. They're trying to fit everybody into these PLEs, right? I mean, that's what they're trying to do. That's why they're extending this out. I just wish I could determine what is considered a fucking like major show versus a normal show, because it feels like there's always this special AEW show on Saturday or something, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? 6 hours of wrestling is too fucking much, and I am a diehard wrestling fan. I can't deal with the 6 hours.
It's their WrestleMania, so yeah. As much as we could, agree that it's too long, I understand why they did it. There's a lot of factors in play here. So, but yeah,
I mean,
congrats to them on it. It seemed like the show overall was successful, so I'll give them credit.
I mean, I feel like they don't have enough people on the roster because they have one person holding 6 freaking titles right now.
Yeah, but those aren't all AEW titles.
Grandpa, stop defending it.
All right, let's move on to J-Bone's professional podcasting opinion with some TNA news. Big news, man. TNA Impact just got a dose of wild energy from a familiar face, and a polarizing face at that. On the July 10th episode, a surreal vignette aired featuring former Enzo Amore in a segment that almost felt spliced in from another universe. The outspoken performer jumped right into his iconic delivery, starting things off with his trademark catchphrase, and he can't teach that. The vignette was part rant, part throwback, with Enzo reminding fans and maybe warning TNA's locker room that he's been a problem before, and he'll be a big problem again. He made a specific reference to his notorious appearance at Madison Square Garden, where he disrupted a WWE pay-per-view from the crowd after being released from the company. He said, quote, "You remember what I did at the Garden? Don't think I won't do it again," end quote. Enzo's wrestling career has been anything but ordinary. After breaking out in NXT, he and Big Cass became one of WWE's hottest acts without ever needing any gold. He later transitioned to the Cruiserweight division, capturing the WWE Cruiserweight Championship before being released in 2018. Since then, he's wrestled under the name Real One on the indie scene. He had a brief stint in MLW before vanishing from major wrestling TV until now. So, J-Bone, what are you expecting out of Enzo Amore? Is he going to debut soon or what?
It's going to be at Slammiversary. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be kind of an open challenge kind of deal is what it seems like. Basically, he's going to show up. He's going to kind of, just for lack of better words, hijack the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's one thing that Bill and I talked about when we saw that promo. Bill from TNI, actually, he and I have different opinions. He thinks that that this crowd from New York is going to boo Enzo for being like the invader, like invading the show in a sense. I actually think because this is in Enzo's backyard, that they're going to just eat this up and they're going to give him a ton of love. And look, love Enzo or hate Enzo. If you're a fan of him, I've always been a fan of him. And all the stuff that happened to him post WWE and what caused his firing all ended up being big pile of Jurassic Park doo-doo. And so it's, he number one, he never should have lost his job. I think they should have done a better investigation. And considering guys like me solved it, with a little bit of research. And I can't wait for him to show up. The guy's still in great shape and he can still, do his shtick. It's going to be exciting.
Bill is smarter than you, so I'm going to go with Bill's opinion.
Well, either way, he's going to he's going to definitely flip the show on its head. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. I also want to say congrats to TNA. Carlos Silva, the president, said was it a day or two ago that they moved a bunch of seats around and they have to put in extra seats because of the demand of seating for Slammiversary. So congrats on them. I can't wait to see, what kind of seating arrangement they got for the USB arena. It's going to be one of their highest, I think pretty much the highest attended show, definitely within the last, I'd say, decade. It's going to be an amazing show. In fact, he even said in that statement that it's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah. So, and if you know who they call phenomenal, that I think that was dropping a big hint at a possible surprise for Slammiversary.
I'm not showing
so
up.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
I won't be there. They call me
And
phenomenal.
you can't teach that.
You.
Hey, let's go ahead and do some predictions for said Slammiversary, shall we?
Real quick before we do that, Baron asked for numbers.
Ooh,
so I got some numbers. I got some fun numbers for you.
I love numbers.
So there were two matches on the May 24th edition of Saturday Night's Main Event that we did not have picks for. And that is because they added the Zelina Vega match during the show, so we didn't know about it ahead of time. And there was actually a dark match on that Saturday Night Main Event involving the Creeds. So I did not count those two in total number of matches. I only counted what we picked on. And that would be 56 matches is what we picked over the course of WrestleMania till now. And I took the time to get some percentages. Dizzy and J-Bone each have 61%. Baron has 63%. And I have 66%.
So get your predictions in and who you want to team up with as far as Ramblers go for SummerSlam. We're getting closer. And you could win yourself some free Ramblers Unleashed merchandise. All right, let's go ahead.
Real quick though, before we do this, there's only 3 matches. What are we predicting? Is there going to be more?
It's not 3 matches. There's 7 matches.
Is there 7 announced?
There's 7 matches.
So we're doing Slammiversary, Baron.
Slammiversary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And SummerSlam actually currently has 6 matches announced.
Hey, just fucking predict. God damn it.
All right, let's
All
go.
right. This does not count towards our numbers going into SummerSlam. Those numbers are currently final. This is more for fun.
Right.
This is all for fun, yeah. So it's Slammiversary. It's going to take place on the 20th at UBS Arena in New York. It's the 21st event under the Slammiversary chronology, and they'll celebrate the promotion's 23rd anniversary. So I'm going to start it off with J-Bone because this is his wheelhouse. It's not ours. Let's go ahead and start with Masha Slamovich versus JC Jane for the TNA Knockouts World Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. J-Bone.
It's going for all the gold here, guys. I got to go with the girl on the home team. I got to go with Masha.
The Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, with your personal concierge versus the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. J-Bone, who you got?
Definitely go with Inspiration. They are going to be 2-time Knockouts Tag Team title holders by the end of this match.
No matter what happens here, this match is going to be iconic.
It will be iconic, absolutely.
It will be, yes.
Mustafa
Correct.
Ali versus Cedric Alexander. J-Bone.
This is a tough one because this rivalry got completely flipped on its head. If you watched TNA from this last week, you know exactly what I'm talking about, thanks to Tasha Steelz. Because she's like apparently pulling the strings in all this.
Tasha Steelz what?
So she steals the show. I'm actually gonna go with this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Ali. As much as I want to pick Cedric Alexander because he's the new guy, I'm gonna go with Ali.
Okay. Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell in a singles match.
Oh, this is, by the way, going to be one of the best matches of the night. Props to both women here. I got to go with Indy Hartwell, though.
The Nimitz, Nick and Ryan Nemeth versus the Hardys versus the Rascals versus First Class in a 4-way tag team ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship.
This is a tough one. You got so much talent here. And even though it is a ladder match and you can look at the veterans who are going to be riding high going into this match, and no, I don't mean that kind of high, Baron. I think Jeff Hardy just celebrated 3 years of sobriety, so congrats to him on that. I got to go with First Class. I got to go with First Class. I think they're going to pull this one off. As much as it's kind of comical going into this that AJ Francis is scared of heights. You can just throw Casey Navarro on his shoulders. Casey can reach up, grab those belts. There's your match.
Go. Moose versus Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship.
This is going to be a match of the night number 2. You're going to see the youngest ever X Division champion win this coming weekend. Leon Slater is going to take that belt from
Finally, the 3-way match for the TNA World Championship between Trick Williams, who's the champion, Joe Hendry, and Mike Santana.
This is a tough one because there's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and especially if you're paying attention to what's happening on NXT, it's been all over the place. It's been a lot of, including with the Dark State. So I think there's going to be another match included on the pay-per-view, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. That'll get added in last minute. It's going to be TNA versus the Dark State. But as far as this match, I got to go with the hometown favorite here. I got to go with Mike Santana. I think it's going to be his time.
Okay. Let's move on to the Baron, and we go with Masha Slamovich versus JC Jane title versus title match, TNA Knockouts World Championship versus for the NXT Women's Championship.
I just don't see how either brand can carry two titles back and forth. So I just don't see either one winning.
It'll be a draw.
I think it's going to be a draw, interference of some sort. There might be a dispute or something. This just would not work. Someone carrying NXT and TNA belts cross brand just will not work. But it'll be cool to see. I'd love it. So I'm going to go with draw in this match, but I don't know if it qualifies as a pick.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Draw, no DQ, disqualification, whatever. Let's do that. Yeah. I'm going to go with that because that someone carrying two titles, not happening at all.
There's going to be more people involved in this match too, so don't be surprised if there's some kind of shenanigans.
The Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, with their personal concierge versus the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship.
Side note, Max, on this match, you could put who gives a fuck, and then winner, let's go with the Inspiration.
All right. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. Baron.
This is the type of matches that I like to see. These two will tear it down for sure. Love their in-ring work. I'm going to go with Cedric Alexander on this.
Okay. Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell.
Fuck that bitch. No, I'm kidding. Let's go with Indy Hartwell in this match.
All right. The Nemets versus the Hardys versus the Rascals versus First Class in a four-way tag team ladder match for the TNA Tag Team Championship.
I just don't see the Nemets, I think they're just too popular between the four. I don't see Hardy's winning a belt again. They're just in there for the shock value of a ladder match, right? I'm not really familiar with the Rascals at all. I'm gonna go with Nick and Ryan to win this match.
Okay. Moose versus Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship. Baron, who you got?
I'm not going to ever pick against Moose. I don't see how he would lose anything unless he's going somewhere else. So I'm going to go with Moose.
Okay. And finally, we move on to Trick Williams, who's the current TNA World Champion, versus Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana.
Definitely not Joe Hendry. I'm still not sure why he's still wrestling on TNA roster right now. I don't know if there's a contract obligation, but I think it's his time to go. Okay, how much longer does he have? Does anybody know?
I don't know how much longer his contract is expired. I don't know when his contract expires. Max, you can look that up for us.
Regardless, he's not winning that belt. He's just there for another face value ticket sale to come through here.
And
I say Trick Williams. Let's go with Trick Williams.
Okay, Trick Williams. Ooh, Max, let's move on with you. And let's go Masha Slamovich versus JC Jane. Title versus title match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship and the NXT Women's Championship.
Real quick, there's no guaranteed August something is the end of the. All it said is Joe Hendry's contract with TNA is up in 2025.
Okay.
Masha versus JC. While I agree with the Baron that most likely this is going to, because I think Toxic Attraction is going to. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Fatal Influence now. I think Fatal Influence gets involved. I think TNA gets involved. Probably Jordan Grace as well. But I'm putting down Masha because. If there is a winner, it's going to be Masha, not JC.
The Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, with their personal concierge versus the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship.
I had to pick my most iconic pick of the night for this. I'm going with Inspiration.
Okay. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander.
J-Bone's right. This is a tough one to call, but I went with Mustafa Ali.
Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell.
I want Indy to win this, but I think TNA is putting Tessa over.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. The Nimitz
Ooh.
versus the Hardys versus the Rascals versus First Class for the TNA World Tag Team Championship in a 4-way tag team ladder match. Max.
Oh, this is tough because you have a team that knows those ladders in and out better than anybody else in this match.
Yep.
But that's the obvious answer. It really is. I mean, if you think about it, they want you to believe the Hardys are going to win because of their experience. I'm going to go with the Nemeth on this one as well.
Okay. Moose versus Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship.
I'm going to say the exact same thing Baron said. I will not bet against Moose.
Okay. And finally, for the TNA World Championship in a 3-way match, it's Trick Williams, who's the champ, Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana.
We all know I believe, but I don't think Joe's winning this. I think it's either going to be Santana or Trick. And here's why I'm going with my answer. The fact that they said at the contract signing that all they know for sure is that the title needs to come back to TNA makes me think that Joe and Santana are going to end up costing themselves this match, and Trick is going to win and retain. So I'm going with Trick as the winner.
Okay. As far as I go, for Masha Slamovich and JC Jane for the TNA Knockouts World Championship and the NXT Women's Championship, I don't see how they're going to take the TNA title over at NXT and the NXT title go over to TNA. So I think this is going to be a draw. I think somebody's going to get involved, and it's going to be a draw. The Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance versus the Inspiration, Cassie Lee versus Jessica McKay, rather, for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Elegance brand to retain. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. I've kind of followed these guys in the storyline. I really, you know what? I'm just going to go with Cedric Alexander on this one. I'm going to go with that one. Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. As much as I really do want Indy Hartwell to win, we've talked about this in the past, man. They're pushing Tessa Blanchard to the freaking moon, and I just don't know how Tessa's going to fall to Indy Hartwell. So I'm going to go with Tessa Blanchard on that one. As far as the 4-way tag team ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship between the Nimitz, the Hardys, the Rascals, and First Class, I don't see how the Hardys are going to drop the titles. Or I'm sorry, the Nimitz are going to drop the titles. But if they do, they're going to go back to the Hardys. I think the Hardys will get those titles back. As far as
your pick is Hardys,
yeah, I'm going to go with the Hardys. Yep. For the TNA X Division Championship between Moose and Leon Slater, how can Moose even drop it? I'm going to go with Moose all the way.
It's hot.
Like it's hot. Yep. And the 3-way match for the TNA World Championship between Trick Williams, the current champ, and Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. I believe in Joe Hendry. I really do, Max. And I really do think Trick is going to drop the title. But what about Mike Santana? I really do think that if anybody wins this, as much as heartbroken as I'll be because Joe Hendry won't win this title, I think Trick Williams is going to drop the title. But I think it's going to be Mike Santana. So we're going to go with Mike Santana.
Okay.
You know why? One of the reasons I don't think it's going to Santana, because barring Joe winning, I'd be okay with Santana winning, and that's why they're going to keep it on Trick.
And that could be it too. I just don't know how they're going to play this. I don't know how they're. I'm just so confused, but I'm just going to go with my gut and say Mike Santana is going to be the new TNA World Champion. J-Bone, has he been the champ before?
No. This has been honestly one of the biggest comeback stories of this past year because
that's why I'm picking Mike Santana.
Yeah, if you pay attention to his promos he's cutting when he's walking through his streets of his neighborhood in New York, man, it's he had a semi decent run in AEW as a tag team with Ortiz. Never won the titles, so that was frustrating for fans. But then he, they split up. Mike had kind of a dark. He got injured, and he had a rough road coming back. But he had to clean himself up, and for his family's sake and his daughter's sake. And then he ended up leaving AEW. Came back to TNA where he really cut his teeth in the industry, honestly. And he's solo now. He's doing great things. He's really become the one to beat in TNA. He's been doing, pardon the pun, but phenomenal. So it's a really great story, So we'll see. But
a quick question to the TNA fanatics, but isn't Mike Santana still NXT?
No, he's TNA.
No, he's TNA.
Yeah,
like no contract towards NXT whatsoever.
No, he was never in NXT. No. Yeah, I think you're thinking of someone else.
Yeah, and as far as Dre saying that he wants Swerve to show up and ask Trick for a title match, it's not going to happen because Swerve Strickland has a multi-year contract with AEW with the promotion until 2029. So
yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. But there you go. Our predictions for Slammiversary. I'm kind of looking forward to it. This is one that I will definitely be watching. What is that, on Saturday, right? Sunday.
20th.
Yeah, that's on
Sunday. It's Slammiversary is always one of their biggest shows of the year, and I think we're going to get some surprises. We got Enzo showing up. He's going to flip the whole show on its head. You're going to have some amazing wrestling from everyone involved, including the Knockouts, and it's going to be probably one of the best shows of the. I mean, I'm biased, of course, because I'm a TNA guy, but it's going to be one of the best shows of the year.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Enjoy Slammiversary and enjoy professional wrestling. And before we get out of here, guys, our socials. J-Bone, we'll start with you.
You can follow me over on TNI, and that's where I do my show for all things TNA involvement on Thursday nights. Usually do live reactions followed by a review with my crew. And of course, we got Team TNI UK over there. Go give them some love. And for as far as on social media, you can catch me on the Twitter box at jbone5150.
And Baron, how can they follow you?
Follow me on the Twitter at Scumbag Jordan with 3 N's.
3 N's. Max Magus.
You can find me at Max Magus. You can find my other podcast, The Nerdy One, at Our Shots Podcast. You can listen to that pretty much any place you listen to podcasts, or check out random-shots.net. And as always, buy our merch. The link is below J-Bone and Baron, and send all your complaints right here to at Deactivated
There you go.
Styles.
You can follow the show on Facebook. Search for Ramblers Unleashed. You'll find it there, right there on Facebook. Search for us on X at The Ramblers Pod. Hit the subscribe button, please, here on YouTube.com, and hit the like button that tells YouTube that you like what we're doing and tells others about our programming. And we can all collectively get together as wrestling fans and just celebrate professional wrestling. And you'll hear us gripe about everything about it. So until next week on a terrific Tuesday, we'll do it again. So please, again, enjoy professional wrestling. Love it. And no matter what promotion you watch, we'll talk about it on Tuesday. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.